So this question is asking us to complete the following table. So this is the one for the assignment, and this is the one we are going to use as an example. So it is asking for the size of matrix Q. So Q now, remember for the size of matrix, you must mention the row and then the column. So how many rows? Only one row and 3 columns. So the size of matrix Q is a 1 by 3. 1 by 3. 1 row, 3 columns. 1, 2, 3 columns. 1 row, 1, 2, 3 columns. And P now is 2 rows and 1 column. So it's a 2 by 1. 2 rows and 1 column. Now, can we multiply QP? Now remember we said to multiply two matrices, the number of elements that are in the row must be equal to the number of elements in the columns. So when you look at the column of P, there's one element. When you look at the row in P, there's one element. And when you look at the column of Q, there's one element. So multiplication is possible. Let's go over that again. For multiplication to be possible, the number of elements in the row must be the same as the number of elements in the column. Okay. And in that case, AB is possible because there are 2 elements in the row and there are 2 elements in the column. Now, another way to see if 2 matrices can be multiplied is by looking at the size. So A is a 2 by 2. That means it has 2 rows and 2 columns. And B now is a 2 by 3. So it have 2 rows and 3 columns. Now, so A is a 2 by 2 and B is a 2 by 3. So when those innermost numbers are equal, multiplication is possible. So that's another way to know if multiplication is possible. The 2 inner numbers must be equal. So just like in our example, QP. So it's QP, yes. No, it's not PQ, it's QP. So the 2 innermost numbers is not possible. PQ is possible, but not QP, because Q has 1 row, has 3 elements in the row, and P has 2 elements in the column. So no, multiplication is not possible for QP. For PQ, yes. If you go in PQ, 1, 1. But if you go in QP, 3, 2. Okay. So 3, 2 is not possible. 1, 1 is possible, not 3, 2. And since those 2 innermost numbers are different, so multiplication is not possible. PS. PS. P times S. P now, as we said, is a 2 by 1. 2 rows, 1 column. So it's a 2 by 1. And look at it, actually, 2 by 1. And S now is a 3 by 3. Yes, it's a 3 by 3. Now, if you go in PS, you have 1 element in the row and 3 elements in the column. Multiplication is not possible. And plus, the innermost numbers are different, so multiplication is not possible. Let's see if QT is possible. Q times T. QT. Q is a 1 by 3. Q is a 1 by 3. 1 by 3. 1 row and 3 columns. P now is a 3 by 2. 3 rows and 2 columns. 3 rows and 2 columns. So is multiplication is possible? Yes. Because the two innermost numbers are equal. Also, you have 1, 2, 3 elements in the row of Q and 1, 2, 3 elements in the column of T. So it's a 3 and a 3. So yes, multiplication is possible. Now, what would be the size of the product? Their multiplication is not possible, so we cannot put anything. But the size of the product now is determined by the outermost numbers now. So a 1 and a 2, so the product going to be 1 by 2. And another way is the row, the number of rows in the first will be the number of rows in the product, and the number of columns in the second will be the number of columns in the product. So row and column are 1 by 2. So that's how you can know what size of a matrix you're going to get, by looking at the outermost numbers, because the row and the column, the row of the first and the column of the second, so it's a 1 by 2 in that case. So this is what you do for this question. I already gave away the first one already, because I say PQ is possible. PQ, 1 element, 1 element. So 1 and a 1, multiplication is possible. And the product now, we have to look at the size of the outermost numbers. So P now have 2 rows. So the product going to have 2 rows. Q have 3 columns. So the product going to have 3 columns. So it's going to be a 2, 1, 2 by 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be a 2 by 3. Okay, for P. For the first one. So I can actually even, show it for you all. So P is a 2 by 1. And Q is a 1 by 3. So can multiplication be possible? Yes, because 1, 1. 1 element, 1 element in the row, 1 element in the column, and the innermost numbers are equal. So yes, multiplication is possible. And what will be the product? A 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. 2 by 3. So apply this to the rest of the questions.